In this video, I'm going to show you how I took the curriculum from my folder in the IT Exploration Course Teachers portal and organized it into Schoology. What you'll need to do first is create an account for Schoology, and it's free. So once you get that account created and log in, my school district subscribes to it, but even if yours doesn't, you can still have an account. And what you'll want to do once you log in is you'll want to go to Resources and go into the public group. That's where I've saved the course. Then, in order to find it, I called it IT Exploration, but we need to explore by subject. So we'll explore by technology and engineering. That's the category I put it in. And once you're there, just search for IT Exploration. And it's right there. And I just put the description. This supports the IT Exploration curriculum provided by Advanced IT managed by Metro State. So this is my course. When it loads here for us, there we go. And within that course now, I have organized it. Our first day, well, I've got the course outline, of course, for you, and you're welcome to use it. It's a PDF, but if you have a scanner at your school that will convert to Word, you'd be able to edit it. The course outline is in there. And then the first day activity, our first day of school is a shorter day because our link crew meets with students, and so we only see our students for about 15 minutes. So my first day activity is a little bit shorter, but it includes just a couple of short little videos for the kids to watch that day. And then I have them go into a discussion that I created and have them tell me why they took the course. And as part of this discussion, I explain you need to put professional and mature answers. And if you do anything immature, I will delete it and you won't get credit for participating. Then day 2, we watched the Tech It Out video. All of these links and resources I received through the IT Exploration curriculum through Advanced IT. And so the link is right there and it's ready to go. And that's really interesting, and it just explains a lot about what's going on in technology. Next, what I've done is I've invited the remainder of the course into the different units that I'll be teaching, and I teach them in the order that they're presented within the IT Exploration curriculum. I have also added App Inventor through MIT. All the links are there. And then I've added what we do in the Gamify information. And I do that at the end of the semester. I've organized this into a semester course and it works out pretty well. So the first unit we do is the system administration. For each of these units, starting first of all with the hardware, the tower side of things, but within each of the assignments, I've included what the tasks are and then the how I've organized the course, which I think students need to take notes on things. And so I've created notes sheets from the actual PowerPoint. I give that to the kids also, but I show it up front. And then the supporting information for Unit 1, and then links to the various videos. And when we watch these, if you just follow the PowerPoint, it says, okay, time to look at the Raspberry Pi or the roll-up laptop or whatever. Now, you know, with all video links, you need to double check before you use them because sometimes places will update their links and then you might have to go back and research to see if you can find them again. Then we get more specifically into towers, and I've got stations set up around the room where I have towers that my IT department has donated to me, and I give kids screwdrivers and I say go at it, and I say take things apart, put them back together. And then I also have diagrams that up right by them in my room that show what each of the parts are named and labeled, and it's their students' responsibility to be able to find them. In this unit, we learn more about motherboards, and once again, I've got the resources for the students so that they know what they're looking for. We watch these short videos that explain what their purposes are. And then the review is where the students will both take a written test and they take a point and name test with me. I pull each student over one at a time to point to the main parts of the interior of the towers. So that's my first unit, the system administration. Then we get into software development, and these are the different assignments that I do. By the way, as you're presenting this information, you will be able to judge how fast you progress through it by how long it takes you. Some of these assignments are single-day assignments. Some of them might be 2 or 3 day assignments, but that will become apparent to you. All of the first 4 assignments here were based on information right from the advanced IT curriculum. But for the HTML, and because I teach web design, I'm able to teach the HTML within my class. And because I teach HTML, I'm also able to teach JavaScript. And I introduce the kids a little bit to cascading style sheets. Then we end the Scratch software and the Java piece. That these are, once again, links that I got through the advanced IT curriculum. But as with any of these, we start with a little bit of note-taking. We get right into the Angry Birds, and what's kind of interesting is the kids are becoming less and less engaged with Angry Birds, but they kind of have fun with it anyway. But as we go into each of these kinds of things, I've embedded the videos that we will watch and the activities that we're doing. And most of this with the command prompt piece, it's all hands-on practice with the kids, learning about batch files, once again, practice with the kids. I always include the code that I am teaching as a reference, but I make the students manually type code, and we use Notepad++, which is wonderful because once you save your code with whatever file extension that it is, it color codes it so that it's easy to see. So it's much easier to use Notepad++ than it is to use just regular Notepad, but regular Notepad works also. And the hour of code, that's just a link that was provided, and it takes 1 class period. And so with each of these, I also use the W3 Schools resources a lot because that shows us and has examples of all things code. So what I think is each of these assignments are laid out so that it's easy to follow, it's easy to understand, and then you can modify and adapt as you're going through these different pieces. And you can kind of see my timing. For example, this was about at the end of first quarter, starting second quarter. And the Code Monster and Code Maven, once again, those were advanced IT curriculum pieces that I built in, and I've just created grading rubrics for my students. I do have some quizzes and tests, and those are within the advanced IT folder. There's a folder that says, other Julie Woolner's lessons, and my tests and quizzes are in there also, what I use. So then my third unit that I teach is information security. And for this, I used a lot of information from the Professor Messer videos, which are wonderful, but they are very technical. I also grabbed a couple of things from Netflix. One of those was, this one was the cyber attacks that you probably had explained to you. It's kind of fun. It's a link that Hewlett-Packard put out that shows all of the internet attacks that are going on around the world when you look at it. And then I had the students do a little discussion where we watched the documentary Terms and Conditions that I got from Netflix. And then I had them add things that they learned from watching this. Always start out with notes. That's my teaching style. I think kids have to record vocabulary in order to understand it as you're talking about it. And then when let's see, we were into information security. There we go. And then I'm sorry, I just showed you that one. Let me go back in. I want to show you the rest of these here. In the internet security, then with each of these, there was also another Netflix video that I added, Rise of the Hackers, and we watched that. But for each of these, the notes sheets always tie. I have all of the links to the videos that we're doing and the notes that we take as we go through these units. So it's organized in the manner that worked well for me in teaching it, and I have reused this now for my second year, and then desktop security and some activities. So you'll be able to look at all of these assignment links, and you can of course modify for you, but as you look at all the information, I've got all the video links and I've got the notes and also the PowerPoints that I used saved as PDFs for each of these units. And then the simulation was also provided. That was the Cyber Protect simulation that was put out by the Department of Defense, and we went through that. And I believe this was about a 3-day activity. So you'll be able to determine what the timing is for you as far as how much time you want to spend on each of these units. And then the analytics, I've explained in another video where I've walked through that very closely, but the App Inventor I've set it up. This is through MIT, and then I had the students actually create these apps, and it's Android-based apps, and I chose that because MIT was free rather than purchasing Apple-based. But I assigned the students different apps to build, and you'll want to go in and practice these yourself, but they're very self-explanatory with the step-by-steps, and you'll get familiar with it. And then after that, I let students when they finished the initial ones, then they were able to go in and choose the ones that they wanted to do. They could choose from basically if they wanted to follow step-by-steps, or if they felt that they'd learned the software well enough to create their own. And that took me through the end of the semester. And then I did give the semester cumulative final exam, and then I created a study guide for that. That's here. This field trip alternative, what that means is we went up to Inver Hills Community College and spent a day there where the students were able to do some of the networking pieces that we couldn't do here at school, and create also a virtual computer. And so for the students who weren't able to go, that's what this was about. So if you have any questions, you can go ahead and contact me. But that's how I have organized my course in Schoology.